There's one of them, senior, who went into the North Tower exactly as Willie Rodriguez, the hero, said, and many others. Let me tell you, I've been with these firefighters. I've been with these police at bars and hotels, you know, when we've met with them, and they are shaking. They're looking over their shoulder. They tell me how they've been threatened. I mean, this is like living in an action-adventure movie, but this is real. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. And you notice, see, you can't have firefighters getting there too early. You can't have firefighters noticing bombs that are in the building. So you have it pre-planned when the main group gets in to get ready to go upstairs. This is before firefighters started going up. This is, 15 minutes or so into it's what Willie Rodriguez says, and that's exactly what they're saying. They go in, they're staging, and the lobby just starts blowing up. And the same thing happens in the other tower. And the same thing happens at 7. But 7's not hit by a plane, and the same thing happens. Because you can't have the police and fire people that aren't part of the attack going in and seeing what's happening. And then Rodriguez, while this is going on, he'd be, opening closets and opening doors, in the smoke, and he'd open it, and there'd be dead bodies, people who'd been killed, shoved in them. See, they were busy killing members of the teams that had been there that day who they didn't want to know what was going on. That's always what happens. You kill a lot of the assassins. Remember the former deputy head of the FBI, Mr. O'Neill, who had been fired from the FBI and told British newspaper The Telegraph, quote, they're going to let al-Qaeda attack to get a police state in America and attack Afghanistan. He was then hired as the new head of security, and his first day at work was September 11th, and he died in the towers. Now, here's Barry Jennings down the street after he gets out of Building 7. Hours and hours. Let me see. This is after 9 o'clock. It collapses at 5:30. 3 and 5 is 8. This is 8 hours plus before Building 7 falls. Here's Barry Jennings, the deputy head of emergency management, who didn't get the memo to be down with Giuliani at the new command center because they pulled out of the building. Here he is telling you what he saw. Here's Barry Jennings.
From this space back on Chambers in that area. So now they're walking back toward the World Trade Center. And as we keep letting you hear the personal stories, the survivor stories of exactly what happened inside the World Trade Center when that first plane went in, and of course the collapses since then, we're going to bring more of those to you now. Barry Jennings, you were on the 8th floor. You work for the City Housing Department. Explain to me the moment of impact.
Well, me and Mr. Hesh, the corporation counsel, were on the 23rd floor. I told him we got to get out of here. We started walking down the stairs. We made it to the 8th floor. Big explosion. Blew us back into the 8th floor. And I turned to Hesh. I said, this is it. We're dead. We're not going to make it out of here. I took a fire extinguisher and I bust the window out. That's when this gentleman here heard my cries for help. This gentleman right here, and he kept saying, stand by, somebody's coming to get you. They couldn't get to us for an hour because they couldn't find us.
You thought that was it?
I thought we're dead. I thought that was it. I started praying to Allah. I said, that's it. We're gone. It's over.
What was it like for you? You were inside there as well.
It was pandemonium. I mean, it was something like out of a Bruce Willis Die Hard movie. He was there and he was crying, and there was another gentleman crying and for help. We couldn't get to him. We tried to get through we went through the buildings. We were lost. Both staircases, the backside was completely blown away. There was no way to access us. We couldn't get to him. And finally, one of the fire department teams found him. But we didn't think they were going to make it.
Well, certainly you got out. Many others didn't. Of course, we don't have a number right now of fatalities or injuries.
All right.
But I want to translate a story to you.
Now, that's Building 7 before it collapsed. Now, that's in the morning. Now, they've now released NIST footage of Jennings and Hess, the head of emergency management, screaming for help, confirming the other witness. And they've released audio that you can hear on the video of explosions going on. I mean, nothing's hit 7. There's a few windows knocked out from some small debris. Suddenly, boom, whole side of the building's blowing out. Then NIST gave 6 different reasons why 7 fell. Now they've had to retract all those, and they don't say why it fell. Overbuilt to sustain a terror attack. Now, when we come back, we're going to play Fire Department describe the bombs planted in the World Trade Center. It's as if they had detonators. Boom, boom, boom. The floor started popping out. It was like we were in a foundry, a volcano. There was molten steel everywhere. We don't know how you melt the steel. The jet fuel can't do it. It was like a foundry. It's called thermite. It's called thermite. Explosive thermite. It was just as if they had detonators. What'd the other firefighter say? He wouldn't say anything while the others were telling the story, and he goes, look, we got to get out of here. There's bombs. There's bombs. All these buildings could stop blowing. They have bombs in there. And we're told, no, you didn't see that. Sit down and breathe the asbestos and die, okay? That's how we're going to take care of you. You got that?
This is not a drill.
Repeat.
This is not a drill.
Gun sales are on a staggering pace.
Gun prices are going through the roof, and that means desperate, vicious criminals now want your guns
And will do anything to get them.
Now, a new book reveals powerful secrets for hiding your guns from thieves and looters. You'll learn step-by-step, battle-hardened techniques, where to hide your guns so criminals will never find them,
How to create the perfect hiding place
as well as the places you should never hide your guns.
under any circumstance.
These and other closely guarded gun caching secrets are guaranteed to keep your weapons safe and out of sight when the going gets tough.
But listen up.
For security reasons, the Hide Your Guns book and even the website may disappear without warning at any time. Go to hideyourguns.com.
That's hideyourguns.com.
Or call 877-327-0365.
Before they come for your guns.
Hideyourguns.com right now. Right now.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at prisonplanet.tv.
When you hear the words water purification, what comes to mind? If it's Berkey Water Purification Systems, this message is for you. Did you know that over 60% of municipal water contains fluoride at less than 2 cents per gallon? Berkey water filters purify treated and untreated water, remove dangerous chlorine, fluoride, and contaminants from municipal water. These filters are powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water, making them perfect for rainwater collection systems. From the smallest to the largest systems, BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has what you need. With your system purchase, you'll receive a shower filter, a fluoride filter, or 2 sport Berkey bottles absolutely free. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com would like to offer GCN listeners 5% off all ceramic filter systems and ship all orders over $50 free of charge. Visit BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. Or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY today.
Again, we only play these clips. We played the new one today a couple times a year, and it's in our computers, but I thought we had the one without the cussing, where they're talking about, the bombs, the detonators. It'll take a little while. We've got the clip. They're having to put beeps over the firefighters, so that'll be in the next segment or the segment after that. But we do have one clip from New York TV when they were interviewing them that day, where they're not cussing, and they're talking about molten steel coming down the channel rails like it was a foundry. That's where they smelt metal. It's like lava. So here is that clip.
I think he just did it to... Who knew? To be honest with you, I think he might have thought that was it for us, too.
You'd get down below and you'd see molten steel running down the channel rails. Like you're in a foundry. Yeah, like lava.
Like it was lava on the volcano. There
wasn't a lot of screaming. There wasn't a lot of yelling. Obviously, there was no machinery. I mean, there wasn't.
And they're in there not understanding why. This is when the planes have hit. They're going in, and there's molten metal just pouring out. They're like, well, what is this? Folks, jet fuel burns maybe 1,800 degrees. Steel starts weakening at about 2,500. It starts melting past 3,000, depending on its makeup, what type of steel it is. And that's what the thermal photographs by NASA from its aircraft show of temperatures months later in the pile of over 2,500, 2,600 degrees. Some of the readings show over 3,000. This is months later. This was high-tech weapons that they were using in there, high-tech bombs. And I've got a list here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different clips just in Paul Joseph Watson's article. I'm begging you, if you've been a critic of 9/11 Truth, and you haven't looked at the evidence and you make jokes about it, this isn't a joke. This is your life we're talking about, our lives. Go watch all the firefighters. Go watch all the videos. Understand this is impossible. Understand that Willie Rodriguez, who was, this big hero on national TV, that he was then demonized for saying, no, there were bombs going off. The firefighters all know about it. There were bombs going off down in the bottom of the World Trade Center North Tower. He's a hero. He's had the courage to come out with many others, and then they get ridiculed. And then for 9 years, they say the dust isn't bad for you, and it turns out the government knew and lied about it. And I saw the New York Post call the firefighters and police ambulance chasers that they're trying to get medical care. Just like our troops who are exposed to the depleted uranium. Our troops are exposed to the depleted uranium. The Army's own reports know it's going to give them cancers, birth defects, kill them with degenerative cancers and other disorders. And, they just say, it doesn't matter. The Pentagon and the Veterans Affairs, the VA, will not give them medical care for the DU because they won't admit DU's hurting them when the Army's own manuals. I've had the head of the Army's DU program on the show. A lot of his team have died. He's had 20-plus surgeries. That's destroyed his kidneys. That's because that's where it comes out of the bones and the body and really concentrates in the kidneys and the urinary tract. He's got cataracts from it, and that's what their own reports from before Desert Storm and the new war. The Army knew this back in the 50s when they were looking at using DU as a weapon. They said, we can't. It causes organ failure. It attacks the kidneys. It causes skin cancer. It causes cancer of the sinus, wherever it concentrates. It's like asbestos, but hundreds of times worse. This is what they think of you. Don't you understand that they're murderers who see human life as less than worthless? They see it as a negative, as trash to be taken out. They see it like dog droppings in your house. They don't just not care about you. They hate you and want you dead because you are heroes.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government